What is up, YouTube? And today we have a very important and big video, which basically is the first Etheria meetup, as they call it, where Jack, pretty much the main dev for this game, is meeting up with three content creators that are very big in the Etheria restart space. Sadly, I'm not there, but honestly, I think it's better that these guys are there because I think they have more influence on the community. And basically, they talk about all of the issues, and Jack and all the content creators talked about potential solutions. And Jack, the guy in the top left here, actually confirmed some changes coming to the game, which I will summarize for you guys. This video is an hour long. I kind of just went through it all, and I'll just be talking about basically the biggest changes coming to the game. And I think you guys will be very excited because I surely am. So I'm gonna play some clips here. That's why I have it the window kind of like this, but you're gonna hear some sound. I hope it's not too loud. I think I adjusted the volume for you guys, and you're just gonna see what they talk about, especially Jack. It's mostly gonna be just be Jack talking because he's the dev, and I'll be commenting on basically what they are saying.
3 weeks. So before it's always 2 weeks, but from this banner it will be 3 weeks, and hopefully we can fix this duration of these banners to 3
So
weeks.
you guys heard it here. So basically saying there'll be 3 weeks in between banners now, between new banners. So what I think this means is each new banner will be 3 weeks long. Then after that ends, we have an immediate new banner, and there will be no back-to-back LD banners. So LD banners would be at most every, or at least every 1.5 months, and they might even skip it. So we might have 1 or 2 months or even 3 months without LD characters, and banners will be 3 weeks long. This gives us plenty of time to save, which will be great. And you can decide if you want to pull within 3 weeks of testing. I think that's the biggest thing. For Yelly's banner, it kind of went fast, but for other ones, you'll have 3 weeks to see when people like myself, content creators, and other people actually test them out. So you can actually choose whether to pull.
Several already in work in progress, and so we also SR characters. There are several already in work in progress, and
so he also discusses here, it was like a 3-minute talk about it, but he talks about R characters and SR characters being good and good for the game, like Vice and stuff like that, and Catchy the Guard. Basically saying that new SR characters like the one teased before Lightning is in the works, and he plans to make them strong because he knows that basically, a lot of people progress off these characters. And then they talk about, random stuff for like 10 minutes, which we don't really have to talk about. They kind of just talk about, what the content creators want to see in the game. But honestly, it doesn't matter what we want to see in the game, right? It really matters what they decide to do. So we're just going to go back forward to what they talk about, and they talk about the economy now.
the game whole day. So we are also like level 90 plus like that. So we are in the tier 1 player level. So we personally experience all these game settings and economic.
So he's basically saying that all the devs play the game a lot. They're level 90, so they know the issues with the game economy, which is great. It's great that they understand that, and they do plan to address it. And they talk about how, if we skip ahead to around here.
It's at the very beginning, in a very short time, the silver of the game is just useless, and the players has so much.
He's talking about other game releases.
Coins, and then they don't care about the reward from the events or the silver related events. So we don't want that to happen. But of course, now because we are just launched 1 month, and we don't have.
So basically saying that other games, the silver, the coins get, become useless pretty quickly. So that's why they decided to make the economy like this, and they didn't actually foresee it to become this bad. And the way they actually decide to fix it is with events.
A huge amount of reward, including the silvers and other stuff. So because as the game goes on and on, there will be new events, new reward, a lot of things going on. So we want to solve this problem by adding new events, and so we'll feel, and as the players' progression, their account will be stronger and stronger. They will.
So he says that the coins in the game are going to be fixed by just adding new events. And what I think he means by this isn't just like the rotating events. I think they're going to add like stuff like the check-in events, like the dazzling and like the shell story. They'll probably add things where you can just do some quests and get more coins. There's no confirmation on that, but they're aware of it, and they will definitely actually increase the coins, they said, coming to the game. Now they also talk about the shells.
I'd say the Inferno shell drop. Of course, it's not good, looking very good right now. I saw some screenshots. that they do a 5 round or 10 round. It's all gold. It's no red.
So he talks about the shells for a good like 3 minutes, and what he says is that they plan to implement a system, a pity system, where every 5 rounds or even like maybe less even, they'll guarantee a red shell. And a big thing they talk about, I think the shell drop rates are a problem, but I think training data is like even more of a problem. And he talks about it here.
Double or even, I don't know, just more training data to you. It's not for battle. It's when you get the gold one, you know you get more training data, so you won't feel that worse when you get a gold one.
So he says, it feels really bad to get a gold one right now. And what he's trying to say is that the gold shells from Inferno are pretty much useless at that point for your account. He understands this. So instead of like giving a gold shell, they might just give like an extra training data like bag basically, where you can sell the training data shell and get like double or even triple the training data from selling a red one. And he says that this is going to be implemented soon, and they want to do this because one, the gold shells are very useless in the late game once you're farming Inferno, and also because that way you can save a lot of your red shells for imprinting and stuff like that. So I think it's a very good change. I think training data is way worse than the red shell drop rate, but they do plan to drop the increase the red shell drop rate as well in the near future. So that's a great thing coming. And another big thing they talk about outside of the economy, which they kind of address, right? They're saying that they're going to give us more economy, is going to be team management.
I think it's basically what Gen Z has mentioned. I hope you will be satisfied when it's released. The first thing we are trying to do is for the team management, because we have team preset in the game, right? You can preset your team, but now the gears and the shells are not included. So we are trying.
So he says team presets will have modules and shells included, and he goes on for 10 minutes talking about it. And basically, to summarize it, modules and shells will be saved on your teams, on your preset teams. So you can preset a team for Doki Doki, for Terramaton and stuff like that, and even PvP defense teams, which is huge. And then these will be saved, and you can run the team on this preset team and then move the gear off while it's running, and you'll be able to not have to worry about constantly swapping gear when doing stuff. So your preset team will lock similar to Union Front, and basically that means that you can just move your gear after you preset the team and make that preset. And for arena defense and for like every single PvE mode, if you have that preset team set up, you will just be able to move that gear and just keep farming. So that's a huge change, I think. And I think it's like one of the biggest changes for me, because I hate moving around gear, and I'm very excited for that. Now, there's like a few more things they talk about, basically 2 more. This is like one of the bigger ones, which I think is also a great change.
But after we run this game, we think maybe this is a little bit too long. So in the next patch, we will try to reduce this season reset into 4 to 6 weeks.
So they're basically saying that after the patch, I think maybe even this season ends, they're going to half the season duration, even a third it. Right now it's at 90 days, which is 12 weeks. They say that they want to change it to 4 to 6 weeks, even for RTA. And this is good because it keeps the meta changing more, because they balance between patches. And also you just get a ton more rewards that way, right? And I think this is a great change. I think 3 weeks is way too long. So I think, just having 1 month or 1.5 months. 1.5 months is probably the best, just because the season feels terribly long. Balancing, if we have to play the same meta for 3 months, it gets very stale. So I think this is a great change, and it'll just give us more rewards. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, because I think it's one of the most important things that they talk about here, is going to be at 4420 here. So this is something that I think a lot of people will be happy about, because it basically gives us the roadmap for 2x.
Every 4 or 5 weeks, I think. So we plan to at least do this double drop.
You hear that? So every 4 to 5 weeks, they plan to do double drop here. So that's a great sign. It's not just going to be random anymore. So every month, basically, they do double drops, and they're going to tell us when. So we just save our stabilizers every month, and he drops a spoiler here.
Announced it. So next weekend, I think. So the official announcement will come out Monday. So as we said, so we will 5 days before that. So it will be Monday official announcement, and then the next weekend we will do it.
Yep. So next weekend, guys, double drop. So start saving your stabilizers. He says it's not officially announced yet as of me recording this, but he does say that double drops is next week. So yeah, that is pretty much me summarizing the meetup talk. I pretty much talked about all the main points. If you guys want to watch it yourself, it's on the Etheria Restart channel. The content creators all discuss what they think are problems. I personally don't think it's worth it if you watch this to the end because I talked about everything and all the problems they mentioned. It's kind of all the same problems that we said, but the devs are working to fix it. And I think for a month-old game, them addressing all these problems is very, very good. Even though people wish it came sooner, I think the fact that they actually know the problems and are addressing them all individually is great for any game, to be honest, because there's a lot of gacha games out there, and I don't like to compare, but there's a lot of gacha games that just don't care and just cash grab. But them trying to push this, push this, I guess notion that they're trying to change the game for the better is a great sign. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I tried to summarize the main points. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.